How's it going? Wooden Spoon Supercoach here. Sorry we missed you last week. I had a blackout right when I was about to record, and I could have done it the day after, but there would have been a few hours for people to comment bets and stuff. It made sense to miss the week. So because of that, the budget this week is doubled. So do not forget to get your tips in for this week. Leave them down below. I'll get them put on. Typically, each comment gets about $2. So it'll either be 5 lots of $4 or I'll take 10 bets, whatever happens to work out. So definitely not a week you want to miss out on. I'm looking at Project Spartan and Shots particularly. They're in the rat race. Spartan's pulling ahead a little bit, but if there's any week that Shots could overtake him, it's this one. So put some thought into it, get it down there. And how you going, Mac? How'd your week go?
Good, thanks, mate. Good to be back. Yeah, sorry we missed you last week, folks. Don't forget Happy Bandit there in that leaderboard in the comments section. Always
Yeah,
got
true.
some interesting tips that might pop off this week. Also placing pretty well in overall and in the Wooden Spoon League as well. So, yeah, it's good to keep track of how everyone else is going. Crown again for me this week, folks. Love to see it. 11-8 is our record. I'm absolutely destroying you in head to head, but yeah, still about 380 odd points behind in overall. So it makes sense of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Titans players doing good for me this week for sure.
Yeah, man, the Titans have been surprisingly good in the last month or so. Yeah, I was a lot of the time through the year I've been saying like, how much money do you want to be putting into the Titans? Blah blah blah. You pretty much just forget all that. They're defending well. Their attack's decent. Jaden Campbell, 140. Like God, I have to eat my words on the Titans. So yeah. They
Yeah.
will be definitely relevant with some of the injuries coming up. I'm very glad that in the last video I said that my prediction is that the injuries are going to keep piling up and that we need to be really conservative with trades. I look like a genius, but if you throw enough shit at the wall, some of it's going to stick. So
Yeah. Do you remember about 5 or 6 weeks ago when I said at the end of the season, Ollie Pascoe will be in the top three hookers?
yeah, man. Even with his like reduced minutes, he just keeps getting it done. Um, what a
Yeah,
player.
we'll get there. We'll get to it, folks. There's lots of definite things to consider this week with your trades, and a lot of things are going to be team dependent. And some people running only 2 or 3 trades left. Some people, 6 or even 7 or 8. I've heard. Jake, I think you had 7 before making one this week.
Yep.
So, yeah, but lots to get into. So let's do it. Hey.
Let's go. First game, we've got Cowboys and the Roosters. So something that immediately caught my attention is that my Nuff in Reese Foley has made it to 19th man on the bench, the best spot he can get if he's on the bench for me. But yeah, anyone else with that Nuff, just be careful. He may give you a bit of an AE score this week. You may not want to go as heavily on a vice. So maybe straight captaining Herbie could be the move if you're in this boat. Um, but yeah,
Good thing
as
is,
yeah,
first
go on.
game of the round though, you'll be able to see his if he does get on and if he does score, you'll be aware of whether or not there's that low score there before you make any of your vice captain loops. Unless of course you've got the vice captain on Teddy, even then you'd be able to have a look. So at least it's first game of the round.
Yeah, little silver lining there. As for other changes for the Roosters, Tupou's out for 5 weeks. Talau's on the wing, Saval at a center. Nothing too super coach relevant. And for the Cowboys, Sonny Luke starting. Marnie's out with, I think, just a head knock from memory. Again, I don't think it's too relevant. Anyone who's still holding onto him, just hold. Um,
Yeah.
Definitely not the trade you want to be doing at hooker if you need to.
Yeah.
With Harry Grant out, I don't think there's really too much to focus in on here.
Couple of people interesting to me. Yeah, so Scotty Drinkwater, James Tedesco, both good options. If maybe like a Dylan Edwards holder or something, or if Ponga ends up not playing and you decide you need to flip him, I think fullback's too premium to have a guy on the bench for a couple of weeks not scoring for you, especially when you could have triple halfback or triple fullback scoring really well. With the likes of Jaden Campbell, even if you've got 2 gun halfbacks already, maybe you've got room for Jaden Campbell or something. So yeah, I think both Drinkwater and Teddy good options. I know Teddy's base has been down a bit, but I still think the Roosters tend to go on really good runs at the end of the season, and they have a good draw for it. Teddy should be fired up. So yeah, I mean, off the back of a hat trick last week, That's his first ton in ages. So Teddy's looking on the up. And yeah, Drinky's good, but they do still have a buy. So for overall sort of thing, I don't know. That's what's kind of put me off Drinky, but he does have the kicking again, so that is interesting. Even with Clifford in the side last week, Drinkwater retained the kicking, so definitely worth noting. Nwangani Tawase also, yeah, looked terrible last 4 weeks. I'm personally not going anywhere near him, but as somebody who does have a bit of upside, he kind of has bottomed out and he has become like a viable option. If you have maybe like a dual situation, Tallis Duncan, and maybe if Tallis Duncan pulls out and you want to trade somebody in, I think Nwangani Tawase could still be technically a good target, even though he's had a rough few weeks, and I wouldn't do it personally.
Yeah, I think he's also the kind of guy that you don't want to sell either. Just warm bodies so valuable as all these injuries just keep piling up. So yeah, just trade in, sure, if you need injury cover, fine. Otherwise, I
Yep.
think you can just ignore it if you don't have him or do have him.
Yeah,
On
fair. I didn't even
Tedesco,
say he's not. I didn't even say he's not a sell, but yeah, he's absolutely not a sell. He's
yeah,
a he's a trade in if you need to. What's
yeah.
that on Teddy?
Um, I'm not that hot on him. Like you said, it's his first ton in ages. It took a hat trick for him to get it. Would I, in my position, want to spend one of my last 6 trades on getting Teddy in? No, I'm not that keen. But in saying that, he is a very affordable price. His break even's probably pretty good after that score. So there's merit in it, and I wouldn't talk anyone out of getting Teddy for mid 500Ks, but I
Y-
don't think I'm going to go there myself. But I also don't have to.
Yeah, but you also don't have the injured Ponga or Edwards,
True.
so that's who I was kind of talking to there.
Yeah,
You've got
fair.
Drinky though. You do have
I
Drinky.
do have Drinky.
Yeah.
After all that chaos at the start of the year, I've ended up just holding him for like the whole
Yeah.
year, and
Yeah.
it's turned around for me, which is nice.
I got the Roosters in this one because I think the Cowboys are actually going to be a bit exhausted. 5 day turnaround from a massive physical battle against the Broncos in that Queensland Derby. I actually have a feeling that the Roosters are going to get it done pretty comfortably here, and the Cowboys are going to be a bit busted.
Yep, and even just the Sonny Luke in at 9, I think they will miss Marnie a little bit. You know, they're a little bit disrupted. I mean, so are the Roosters.
They've also got Purdue playing 7. So
Oh
yeah,
wow, they
like
do.
yeah, so Dearden's not in. Purdue and Clifford. Purdue is actually looking all right. Like he did a really nice little try assist on the weekend and stuff, but yeah, still it's not. I don't think it's going to be the best Cowboys turn up. So yeah, Roosters. I might even say 13 plus to be honest, which hurts. And also I won't be playing Helam Lukey this week. I'm sitting Helam Lukey for that same reason. Even though Helam Lukey seems like a good play every single week, I think this could be a tough week for the Cowboys.
Yep, I back it. I think I'll go Roosters 13 plus 2, and I think Markey goes big this week.
Yeah,
Um,
and Teddy.
yeah, just law of averages for Markey especially. Like he
Yeah,
owes his owners a big ton.
yep,
Yeah, another one that I was glad on or happy with my opinion on a few weeks back when I said he does get far more of those one percenters than he's meant to because he's so good, but it's still a one percenter. And he does have these low scores in him. He's kind of like the Roosters version of Mulatalo in a way.
yep.
Um,
Roosters Mulatalo, Nwangani Tawase. That's
yeah,
it.
in the forwards, probably not much to talk about
Nothing
here.
relevant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nah. And
cool.
bench, other than Foley, keep an eye out for that. We'll move on. Dragons, Dolphins. So I
Let's go.
think pretty much everyone is going to have some kind of armband on Herbie. I think you
Yep.
need to going up against the left side of the Dragons. Like,
Or Osako.
yeah, or Osako.
He'll
Um,
kick a million goals.
that's true. That is true. Um, changes over there. Katoa's in the reserves apparently. So if he
Yeah.
was to come back in, that's quite huge. And Bostock's back in too.
Yeah, I'm hoping Katoa's back actually, and yeah, they'll make the call later this week, and then they'll get him into the squad, and this could be the Dolphins back at their best against the worst team in the comp, who are going to get absolutely destroyed by Herbie Farnworth. And yeah, the halves combination once they get Katoa back in there with Nicarima, this has got Dolphins demolishing written all over it. Could be the biggest score of the season so far,
I was about
honestly.
to say, if Katoa comes back in, I'm not ruling out 72.
Yep.
Like,
Seriously. 80-0. Can they do it?
like,
That's what their goal will literally be, 80-0. But yeah, seriously though, Dolphins 13 plus, VC on a Herbie or an Asako for sure. The hammer is a massive pod play that is actually viable. No one's talking about if you do want to get rid of a Ponga or an Edwards. And I won't be targeting or playing anybody in the Dragons this week at all, except for Ryan Couchman or Toby Couchman if you have him. But I have
yep.
Ryan, and that kid is unstoppable. So yep, he'll still have a big game, I'm sure. But yeah, otherwise, I have a feeling the Dolphins are going to absolutely demolish the Dragons.
Yep. And I think even if Katoa doesn't come in, 40 points, like they're putting 40 on like decent teams. So
Yep.
there actually is a little bit of relevance in the forwards here. Obviously, the Couchmans, if you want to go either of them, no problems. Hamish Stewart has been getting a lot of attacking stats. So the stats probably look real good. And there's probably some people thinking, oh, he's someone a bit different, could go there. You're banking on him to continue getting all the attacking stats. So don't rate it. There's far better options. His opposite number being one of them, Fine
Yep.
Fuiaki. I'm not sure what he's
Absolutely.
priced at, around 600K. I love it purely just because he's in the Dolphins side and they're going to score 72 points. The odds of him being involved are high.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he may even be a
574.
guy. 574. That's
That's what he
great.
is, and he was much higher earlier in the season, and then he sort of tapered off during the middle of the season for State of Origin and stuff, maybe a little bit too much workload, and now he's coming good again in the back end of the regular season. So absolutely can't recommend enough if you are thinking about going a bit rogue and getting somebody in, other than like a Simi Sasangi in the second row here, or a Preston or something, then absolutely Finifuiaki for the Dolphins, a flyer.
Yeah, hearing that price, he may be a trade update for me because
Hey,
I
he's
do
getting off
I do
Preston
like
onto
it.
Finifuiaki. Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
Well,
Seriously.
I don't know. I've seen it from Fuayaki more this year. Uh,
Yep.
Preston's also got the re-injury risk, which I don't think that's too relevant. He seems to be okay.
Yeah.
Dogs are showing some, so I don't
Yeah.
think there's a wrong choice there. But
Mm.
Fuayaki for vibes, I'm
Yep.
thinking.
Nice. Let's do it. Get on the Dolphins demolishing. That's
And
probably
I
this
think
game,
it's,
isn't it?
yeah, and it's
Oh,
only going to
also,
cost me a little bit. So,
I'm playing Nicarima this week. I'm sitting 3 CT dubs. By the way, like my CT dubs stacked. I've got 7 playable guys. I'm sitting 3 of them, and I'm actually putting the reserve on Nicarima because, again, I have a feeling this game could just be crazy. And Nicarima is my biggest pod player at like my lowest ownership. So if it goes well, I could really move up the ranks a bit
yeah,
here. So
that's hot.
otherwise, yeah, that's what I'm
I
doing. So,
really like that.
yeah.
Particularly, he's on the left side. You'd think they're going to target the left side, or they're just going to target everywhere, and their like try scoring heat maps just going to be green everywhere.
And if Katoa
Um,
comes back, the combo will be back on. So,
yeah.
yeah, looking
Fine
for it.
Fuiaki, does he play on the left or the right?
He plays on the right, but he
Okay.
runs a hard line.
Okay.
Yeah, and he will look for the try line. Absolutely, if they can get him a
Easy.
good ball, close to the line, he will be looking for it.
Cool. Happy with that. Goes without saying, Dolphins 40 plus and the rest. Um, but when it the Dragons have shown a little bit here and there, but surely
No.
it's getting towards Q in the rack. They're pretty much wrapped up for the spoon. So
Yep.
yeah, I don't know. Righto, Storm and Bulldogs. Bulldogs, no changes. Grant, the big one. Grant, the big one. Storm, the big one is obviously Harry Grant. I think this is as simple as if you have a decent backup, then you can just hold him. If you have enough, obviously you need to trade. Cheese, probably not good enough. If you've got a Marnie, you can probably afford to hold and just cop an AE this week. That's what I'd do. Um, I think that's pretty much it. There's probably not many other hooker options we're really looking at.
Yeah, so I have enough in Uelu, and I have enough trades that I could sort of just wait and see, and I have enough guns on my bench that I could just cop the AE every week, and he could just work as your captain loop or something. But it doesn't necessarily work if the Storm are playing earlier in the week. Like you can't captain him if he's already played.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. So I'm actually just going to flip him straight to Brayley. I did consider Pasco, but and it was on vibes. It's kind of a half-half, but then there was a bunch of things that tipped me towards Brayley. So I'm gonna just rattle those off quickly for anybody kind of on that fence there. Sharks run for starters. Brayley coming back into form after coming back from his injury. Uh, Brayley guaranteed to play 80 minutes, and Pascoe, yeah, minutes unsure, and also a bit overpriced for where he's probably going to finish up at the end of the season.
Yep.
Definitely top three hooker, like I sort of suggested a few weeks ago. But I think currently he's overpriced. So yeah, I would just get Brayley with all the extra perks for a cheaper price. If you already have Pasco though, I wouldn't do the trade. It's not worth it.
Absolutely. And I've got Pasco, more than happy for him to take over. He has been getting a lot of attacking stats, so his average is a bit inflated, but that's fine. He's still a very, very good player. And who's to say he's not going to stop getting attacking stats? Like, he's a
He
weapon.
gets attacking stats because of how he plays.
Yeah. Yeah,
But I
exactly.
think that yeah. So and he only gets taken off if the coach sees he's gassed. So if they get a bit of a roll on and he doesn't do too much defense, he'll play 80 and he'll get a lot of attacking stats. So yeah, um, he's a weapon. But
Um,
yeah. So that's for the Harry Grant stuff. Otherwise, I think there's
yes.
actually a couple of relevant players. The Kiraz. Apparently looking good again. I didn't actually watch his last game, but apparently he's moving quite good again. So he's quite a cheap option in CT dub if you've got like a dual situation and you need to get in a CT dub. Kiraz,
Yep.
definitely an option. And then I would say, yeah, basically Preston and Kickow. It's a twin cost.
A Toyn cost.
But yeah, honestly, either of them could be good. I'd say the ceiling on Kickow might be a little bit better, but the floor is also a little bit lower. The price is a little bit lower. Preston's probably the safer option with a higher floor, still good ceiling. So if you can afford it, you might want to go Preston, unless you want to take a pot option like a Finifuiaki we mentioned before, or somebody like that.
Hmm.
But yeah, so that's pretty much all I reckon out of this one as for relevance. Do you have anything else with the?
A few people might be looking towards Cooper Clark and Oren Keeley for downgrades. Cooper Clark's not really a downgrade. He's like 500 and something K now, so ruling him out. Oren Keeley, yeah, he's real cheap, blah, blah, blah. Lasardi, I think, is coming back, though. So if you want a playable Nuff, that's probably the only situation I could go there. I think Oren Keeley is like up towards 300, so he's an expensive Nuff, but for some very specific teams, that could get you out of a bit of a hole. But I don't think I can recommend it. Stefano, by
I
the
wouldn't.
way, just quickly, he's been fucking killing it.
He's been awesome, hasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think Stefano is part of the reason why I beat you by 100. I mean, he scored 109 or something.
yeah.
So, yeah, I had like 6 guys ton up for me this week. It was great. He was one of them. So, yeah, really good from Stefano. I mean, you probably aren't making a trade toward him right now,
No.
but like realistically, you've got if you've got him, you've got him, and you're cheering, but nobody's bringing him in. So, it is what it is. I would just say I wouldn't think that Oren Keeley would become enough if Lasardi comes back. If he's won the starting spot, then surely if Lasardi comes
Good
back and
point.
wins it back, then he would only get demoted to the bench, right? He wouldn't
Yes,
get demoted
yes.
all the way off the team. So
Which is even worse, to be fair, because then,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it could become an AE problem. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. But yeah, I probably wouldn't go that way anyway. There's just not enough sort of sample size to know what it realistically would look like, and then there's not enough job security there either. So, yep, I wouldn't do that. But Kickout and Preston, I could definitely understand. Yep.
This is a tough one to tip.
Um,
I think I'm going to go Melbourne at
I
home.
I would like to do that, but without Munster and with the
Mm,
forwards problems that they've had, I actually am not going to. I've got Nick Meaney in draft, and I'm actually not going to play Nick Meaney this week because I think he's got the tough defensive matchup with the Bulldogs, and I kind of have the feeling that the Bulldogs, they've been looking good. They might actually come out here with like a really strong showing. So I'm gonna go the Dogs, which hurts. I hate tipping against the team I like.
yeah, look, I don't say it with any conviction. I'm just going Storm because it's their home game. That's literally about it.
I hope that happens. Yeah,
Shout out to this guy. Let me have a crack at that. Alec Olasimi. Alec Olasimi Jones. What a name.
nice.
What a guy. Hopefully he's a cheapie for us next year. Righto, Titans Warriors. I think this is going to be a cracker of a game. The Titans are up, the Warriors are down a little bit. Bit of chat around Tamari Martin. Again, it's just one of these guys that you don't need to force a trade on, and he's been
Yeah.
really good. Even if he was really, really bad, which he's not, he's great. You still just don't trade warm bodies at this point, unless you're freeing up a halfback slot to like get in a Nico or a Cleary. That's probably the only reason. Otherwise, you
Yeah.
keep him.
Yeah, I really don't understand people trade him out, to be honest. He's been so good. Like, yeah, they had a couple of lower games, but like the Warriors are in a rut. Like they'll come out of it and he'll be absolutely firing. Yeah, I mean the Titans aren't typically the best defensive team, and as a good sharp half, he could probably pick them apart a bit. So I'm actually going to play him this week. I think he's got quite a high projected, and it's for a reason.
Yeah,
And
I'll be
like I said
playing him.
before, yeah, like I'm playing him this week, and it's the halfback meta for me. He's actually my halfback too. So because I don't have Cleary, so he's essentially my second halfback, and I'm playing him like for sure. I expect him to be pretty good this week. So yeah, definitely Tamari Martin. I don't know why people would trade him, and I don't know why people are asking for him to be dropped. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Crazy.
But I actually still expect the Titans to come up really good in this one.
Yep.
I would say I'm going to tip them to win. I'm also going to tip Jaden Campbell to go big and Keanu Kinney to go big as well. Ollie
Hope you're right.
Pascoe to go big again. Bo Fermor was going to be good. Tino's probably going to score good. Like I feel like this is going to be a good scoring game for all those Titans players, which are more relevant in a way than a lot of the Warriors guys, other than Tamari Martin. So yeah, actually, think if you have any of these guys, if you're looking at any of these guys, I'm not sure about getting Tino in. Like if you were using the jewels or something, and you were thinking about getting Tino, I don't know. I think he's kind of already priced up from where the value was there. He's definitely looking strong, but there is a bit of concern about him not playing as big a minutes as he would because they're already kind of out of contention, and there's the World Cup at the end of the year that he wants to save himself
Yes.
for. So yeah, I would probably avoid Tino. But yeah, I'm really good to see this kind of form towards the end of the year because he's probably going to be one like in contention to start the season next year with a gun, with dual position. So that could be great. But yeah, so yeah, I think the Titans will get it done. I think they'll go big. If you don't have Jaden Campbell and you're bringing him in, I get it. I definitely get it. And yeah, otherwise, maybe Bo Fermor is still a sneaky shout in that pod sort of areas of the second row.
I was gonna say I'd be bringing Fermor in before Tino. Um,
Yeah,
Tino just seemed a little bit Q in the rack to an extent. What did I say? Yeah, Q in the rack to an extent. If he didn't get that try at the end of last week, it would have been a pretty underwhelming score. Fermor though, he's been chugging along well. He's probably a little bit pricey. If I had to guess, he'd be like 650.
six
Um,
eighteen.
yeah. Oh, that's not too bad then. He's only
Yep.
like 50k more than some of the other guys we've been talking about. So if you want to go in a
Season
different
average
direction,
Season average only 66, 3 round average 77, as they've been obviously building that combination over the last few weeks. So towards the back end of the season, definitely picking up there. Jaden Campbell is popping off on that left side with Fermor. So yeah, look, he's probably well underpriced right now. He's break even's only 46, but that suggests he will, continue trending upwards. He could finish the season valued at 700 or 750,000. So yeah, it's definitely a pod option though. Ownership 2%. That's all coaches.
wow.
Yep.
Maybe I'll have to have a look at him as well.
One
Maybe
of
the
last
run
year's
home
guns.
will be the deciding factor there.
Bro, they have so many day games at home. Like this is a day game at home for them against the Warriors who have been in a rut. Like they could go crazy here. Or
They
the
definitely
Warriors could
could.
finally or the Warriors could finally wake up and make it quite a tough game, but still.
I see a world where all of the super coach relevant guys in both of these teams do well. Um, or the
Yep.
flip side, they all go underwhelming and it's sort of like a 18-12 type thing. But
Mm.
yeah, I have no idea who to tip here. Um,
Titans at home.
I like
Looking
both
good.
of these teams. Yeah, I've just got a gut feeling for the Titans. Yeah, 1-12 though. I think
Yeah, probably. That's fair.
Metcalf again in the 18. He's probably been there for a while. Um, not really that relevant. If he comes in, he comes in. Whatever. Yeah, cool. We'll move on. Panthers Raiders. This is an interesting one. So a lot of people are going to be looking at Sasungi. I do like it. Um, I wish they didn't have the bye. If he didn't have the bye in round 26, I probably would have gone him this week. But I can just see round 25, a couple more 2RFs that are very relevant getting injured, and then all of a sudden Sasangi's on the bye and you're left with no one. I can just see that happening. And there's also the re-injury risk there. The matchup against Penrith isn't great. But in saying that, I'm also not that big on Cleary this week. I have a feeling that the Raiders do typically aim up well against the Panthers. I had another point that I've forgotten. That's the second time that's happened to me tonight. Yeah, I'm not that hot on Cleary. I don't have an armband on him this week, even though I've made moves so that I can do the Hines Cleary VCC. I'm just not going to do it. I actually can't do it. This is
Yeah, that's
a
okay.
Yeah, we were talking about this before. Make sure you actually have a way to pull your VC loop this week. It's kind of
Hmm.
tricky. A lot of the highly
Nuffs
owned
play
nuffs, yeah,
late.
it's
They play late. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I went to do it and I was like, oh shit, if Macassini didn't get named, then I would have had a way. But because he's named, can't do it. So
Yep.
just be careful with that.
Same for me. I wanted to vice captain Reeks Walsh, but even if it went well, I didn't have a way to actually execute the vice captain loophole. So yeah, be sure to actually check that you can loop after your vice captain goes off, if you want to do that.
So
As Yeah, so you had thoughts on Sasangi? Not
yeah,
sure.
I think he can go huge and I think he can do really well.
Yep.
And I am a little bit scared to not own him with a lot of people buying him this week. But how good does he have to be to counter missing round 26, which is also the grand final week for head to head? It just seems like a decision I could live to regret either way. Um, and I also
Well,
free up more money by going someone else.
yep. Yep. I hear you. I hear everything you said, and I'm doing it anyway. Simi Sasangi, with the dual position, I'm getting a center playing in 2RF. I already have enough 2RFs because I don't have Lucas or anything. I'm actually doing this as a luxury trade. I'm trading out Terrell May to get Simi Sasangi because I think even with the buy, which I'll be able to cover, or I have trades if I need him, I will be at Simi Sasangi is going to go huge. He looks incredible again, and he's running at that weak spot in the Penrith Panthers,
Yeah.
at that left edge of their defense. So weak, in fact, that they've dropped Blaze Talangi. So Jack Cogger is now going in there with new combinations to try and shore up the defense. But Simi Sasangi is an absolute beast. I don't think they'll be able to contain him. And on the flip side, I'm sitting McLean this week because I think Simi Sasangi will shut down McLean. I'm playing Jenkins because when they score points, and they always do, they'll probably have to score them out wide.
Yep.
But yeah, McLean won't be getting a sniff of that because Sasangi is going to shut him down. So absolutely love this play. I'm doing it. I'm actually captaining him in draft. He's a weapon. So yeah, I'm doing it again, getting back on the Sasangi train, and I'm trading a green tick to do it because I feel like I have a few extra trades compared to a lot of people, and I don't have the injuries like Lucas or Hudson Young.
Yeah, fair
So,
enough.
and I don't have Olakawatu on a buy. So like I'm like, you know what? I wasn't going to play Terrell May anyway. I will play Simi Sasangi this week. So
Yeah, in your situation, I don't mind it. And it's also very worth noting. I don't think it's a coincidence that the Raiders all of a sudden look hot again now that Simi's back in the side.
that's right. He is a threat.
Yeah, he's
And
so good.
and the combination is building now with the side change with the halves as well. Like they've now built up that combination with having a few weeks under the belt, so it's all starting to work well for him. Um, Yeah, and I'm with you. I don't think that the Panthers are looking that great at the moment. I think it could be a tough game. The miracle of Mudgee was last year out there. So the Raiders are going to be hot from that. They're going to be fired up. They're going to want to make sure that they actually win with conviction this time instead of in that sort of miracle fashion. I think the Panthers are going to want revenge for it, but I don't think it will mean as much to them. So I have a feeling the Raiders are going to be fired up, and Sasangi is going to destroy the left edge of the Panthers.
Also, what's his face? Dylan Edwards being out is also quite significant, particularly
Yep.
against like the Raiders forward pack. He's the guy that gets through a lot of the grunt work. Not that Jackson Edgar's looked bad. He's been impressive.
Same archetype of a player,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. It looks like they prioritize those kind of defensive fullbacks first, which makes sense. I think that's definitely a good strategy. And yeah, he does look pretty solid, but I don't think he's a Dylan Edwards level. And if Sasangi makes a line break, like Edgar's not stopping him. You know what I mean? Like he'll either just roll over him, he'll pass it on, he'll kick it on. Like Sasangi is just going to be a constant threat all game. Yeah.
I won't even be upset if I miss out on Sasangi and he goes massive just because I fucking love the guy. He's been so good to watch all year. He's been probably both our favorite players of the year. He's a weapon. Just
Yeah.
back on Dylan Edwards. If you've got him, that's a tough one. He's probably back next week, you'd think. But even if he is back next week, restings for Penrith. So
Mm,
I'm even worried. I'm worried about all of them. I don't think there's anyone who's not going to get rested. I think Jenkins could. I think they're all going to get their turn for a rest. So I think it's just a good enough little push in the direction of just selling Edwards and getting someone a bit more reliable for the run home,
yep.
provided you've got the trades to
Yep.
do so. If you've got 2 or 3 trades, then you're probably forced to just hold him if you can cover him. But that's also
Okay.
tricky.
You say more reliable. Do you mean like a Drinkwater or a Teddy or a Walsh? Because none of them really seem that reliable.
Yeah, true.
Ponga's out, on the fringe of being out or coming back from injury, or I don't know if there is really a super reliable option there at the moment. I think no matter what, you're kind of swinging for the fences.
Yeah.
Um, so you just kind of have to go with vibes, or maybe if you've got a high rank and you're trying to protect it, then maybe you want to pick somebody with the highest floor. Or if you're like me and you're low rank and you're trying to catch up, maybe you pick whoever's got the highest floor. I mean, highest ceiling,
Yep.
and go with that sort of strategy. But yeah, I'd be trading out Edwards for sure.
If you wait a week, you could go to Turbo if you wanted to go nuts. Like,
Right, that's crazy. That's
it
like
is
some
crazy. It is
like
crazy
culture. Like, why would anybody do that? Like, that is absolutely
because
wild.
they're gluttons for punishment.
Zero chance I'm bringing in a turbo on the week back coming from his second hamstring injury of the
Yeah.
season, bro. That is just like re-injury guaranteed.
Yeah, look,
Like,
maroon tinted glasses, the fact he was only out for a couple of weeks, but yeah. Not
oh, that's
definitely not a
wild.
recommendation. If you're absolutely crazy and you want a pod, then do it.
Trade Edwards this week. Don't listen to Jake. Trade Edwards this week. You need guns playing in your team. And yeah, there's too much money to sit on the bench doing nothing. Honestly, if Ponga is ruled out again last minute, then trade him out as well. Like just if you can.
Yeah.
And if you have both of them, then you definitely need to trade at least one of them
Yeah.
and get like a Drinkwater. So Drinkwater has a buy as well though in the next few weeks. Round 25, the Cowboys have another buy. So that's where I was like, Teddy and Walsh are actually good options. They don't
Mm,
have the buy. So even if they have a couple of low games in there, they have really high ceilings. They could go crazy in good teams. Um, you know, yeah, I personally would. I've got Teddy and Walsh and Farlongo, so I personally would be going for one of those. But yeah, still, I think Drinky is a good option.
I have potentially a crazy shout for fullback. Will Kennedy.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've
I think
just
it is
gone
crazy.
to I was just thinking in my head like other fullback options. The Sharks run comes to mind. Could be something different.
I get why
Um
you said it, but I
he's
would
never
go
really
Kinney.
been relevant. Oh yeah, Keeney.
I would go Kinney over Kennedy.
Yeah, I like that
I
better.
would go the Hammer over Kennedy.
Hammer too, yep.
Um, yeah,
Fair.
geez, I would just about go Tom Chester over Kennedy. Uh,
Yeah, it's
or
the
cheaper than
unsexiest
Kennedy, by the
fullback
way.
option.
Yeah, I
Um
probably wouldn't do that. Bro, why are you just trolling in this segment? You're just giving
I'm just thinking out
everybody
loud.
weird
I'm just trying to
advice.
make sure I'm like covering all the bases. Shout out to anyone who copped Ethan Sanders' his score last week.
154.
Yeah, man.
Bro, I was up against him in draft. I was like, no. But I won still. I had like a huge draft score. It was like a classic worthy draft score. So, because all my Titans went good and yeah, it was just awesome. I still won, even up against that last week. So, yeah,
I'm tipping the Raiders
I'm tipping the Raiders
1-12 for sure. They're gonna have
head
to
to
be
head.
pretty bloody good to do it.
Yeah,
Um,
that's probably fair. But I'll tip head to head.
yeah. Um, Other relevance, Zach Hosking and Tarpany, really the only guys here. You
You just have to
probably,
hold.
yeah, too luxury.
It's not worth. Yeah, it's not worth.
Tarpany is not falling off a cliff, but he's reducing his output, like he always does after Origin every single year. But is too valuable as a backup option for me, so he will be staying. Cool.
Oh,
Broncos Knights.
let's go.
So Preston Ricky's out. Semu starts at prop. Shibasaki out. Anderson on the wing. Mariner at center. What do you think their chances are like?
I think the Broncos are trying to make a statement and they still believe that they're a chance, like mathematical chance. They're not going to give up on that yet. If they do give up on that, it would be only after, putting absolutely everything into this week and somehow losing to the Knights. Then
Yeah,
maybe next week they'll fall off. But I don't suspect that they will lose. I think they will win. They'll be at Suncorp. It's Walshy's team. He can do whatever he wants at Suncorp. He'll probably have 80 or 90 touches again. And yeah, I think that Adam Reynolds will kind of just give him the ball more often and try not to overcall him as much. And yeah, it could be an absolute smashing. Broncos at their best. On the other side, though, I will say Dane Gagai is probably going to be super fired up because he's coming to the Broncos next year. And that's the kind
is
of thing
he?
where, yeah, he signed a 1 year thing for the Broncos for next year. So
What a weird signing.
yeah, he's old. He's been collecting everyone's jerseys. It's like Broncos are the best at getting guys for getting proven guns for half price because
Mm,
they're old. You know what I mean? The Broncos are the best at that.
it does
So
seem right too. Like
yeah,
Gagai in the Queensland jersey, it makes sense for him to end up at a Queensland
so,
club.
so this is his last time playing against the Broncos before he goes back there for his last year. So he's going to be absolutely fired up. There's a narrative there. Dan Gagai is going to be a beast this week. Um, I am a little bit scared of Bradman Best and Greg Marju, just their sheer strength running at the smaller kind of Broncos outside backs. But Katoni Staggs is up against Bradman Best, and I think that's going to be a battle of the Blues centers. You know what I mean? Like Staggs is going to be trying to say, "You drop me for this guy, I'll show you." You know, so Staggs is going to be fired up. Bradman Best is going to be fired up. This game's going to be big, man. It's going to be big impact. The Broncos just had a really physical game against the Cowboys. They are going to be physically fired up. They're going to say, "Oh man, they kind of got over the top of us physically. Let's go out there and do that to the Knights." So yeah, I have a feeling that this one's going to be a tough game, but in the end, it's going to be respawn.
I think so. I really hope Caitlin plays just for the spectacle. Like it would really,
Mm,
it'd just be a shame. Like, because if he is out, you can pretty much maybe not hand the Broncos the win, but that's where I'd put my money. And it would also be terrible for Greg Marzu, which a lot of people are still holding on to.
yeah, not playing him this week.
Yeah, I think I have to from
Yeah.
memory. But we'll get to the teams eventually.
Yep.
Um, yeah, big one that for whatever reason I had to read my notes to see. Dylan Lucas is obviously gone with that gruesome ankle. What was it? A fracture and dislocation. Which I think if you dislocate an ankle, like you're gonna fracture it. You don't dislocate an ankle without something snapping.
Ouch.
Yeah, that was horrific. That was a shame. Another one of those guys I got on early when he was a bit potty. At
That's right.
least
You got
he's
the big
high
scores.
price. Yeah, yeah. Similar to Tallis Duncan, I was dialed in with 2RF there post Origin, and I wouldn't say it's blown up in my face because it's affecting everybody. And they're also still very expensive, so you can move them to whoever. But yeah, replacements we've pretty much gone over. Sasungi, I can't remember who we've covered, but I know there's most of them. Preston, all of those.
Yep.
Yeah, for me at the moment, I am pretty much only trading ending injuries. So I'm holding Harry Grant. I held Duncan. I just think the trades are too valuable if the guys are going to come back for me and I can cover them in the meantime. So happy with it.
Mm. Yeah, I probably wouldn't
Um,
be targeting anybody on either of these teams unless you're trading Edwards for a Walsh or
yeah.
something like that. Um, Even Payne Haas, like I thought about it, but I downgraded Terrell May. I'm happy with my front row. I've got Xavier Willison instead of Payne Haas, basically.
Yep.
So that's been working out great so far. I'll just stick with that for the rest of the season, I think. So, yeah, look, I'm not bringing in Haas. I think it's not worth a trade.
No.
And yeah, I would maybe bring in one of the fullbacks if they're both playing. Like if Ponga's playing and you got Edwards and you want to trade him for Ponga, that's cool. That works. The Knights do have one more buy as well, I believe, don't they?
I've got it somewhere here. Let me bring it up. Boom. Knights. Final.
Round
Yeah.
27.
Yeah. Round 27. So
Yep.
not super head to head relevant.
Yep.
But you definitely would want to keep a trade up your sleeve for that.
Or I mean, if you've got 3 gun fullbacks, you just don't play him that week.
Yeah,
But just
true.
something to keep in mind: if you're bringing in somebody and you want them to play every week from now on, then that's kind of Walshy or Teddy, or the Hammer.
Yeah, I really like the hammer. I've a few moments this year I've been quite high on him, but I've never pulled the trigger. I don't think it's really hurt me, but we know how big he can go. And I think he's only had a couple of bad scores this year, so he's been kind of reliable.
Yep.
Um, one other thing, just in a matchup sake, I don't think it's super coach relevant. Dylan Brown out. Bad week to be a
Yeah.
Dylan. Um,
At the Knights.
yeah, so that probably pips my tip towards the Broncos.
Yeah. Broncos get it done.
Yeah.
Reese Ball.
I think this smells like a 34-28 type thing.
I hope so. Although I don't want Marzu to go big because I'm not playing him, and that would just be the perfect irony of every time I play him, he sucks, and every time I don't, he goes good. But yeah,
I'm playing him and
anyway,
I managed to catch all his good scores. So
that's because you just keep playing him every week.
yeah. But I will never forget. Like I
You
just
got him early as
randomly
well.
decided to bring him in and he gets 200. Like, oh,
Yeah, like
I mean, I guess in hindsight it wasn't
he's
that
been
genius. He
shit.
was playing the Dragons, so
Yeah,
but yeah.
that's Herbie this week, hopefully. Cool. Yep.
I think we
Anyways,
can
Broncos get
move
that one done.
on.
Sharkies, Rabbitohs. Yeah. All right. First up. I'm tipping the Sharks. They're gonna
Yeah.
smash it.
Yes.
Then I will say Iro is an option, but you're better off going with Mulatalo as a pod
Yep.
because yeah, it's lower ownership and higher ceiling. Hines, you need an armband. Blake
Yep.
Rayleigh, number 1 traded in this week for a reason.
Yep.
And yeah, that's basically it. If you've got Harry and you don't have Brayley or Pasco, then get Brayley. And if you're getting a CT dub, you could look at Mulatalo up there with like a Kiraz or a Nawangani Tawase.
You could look at Ramian. What's he priced at? I know he was pretty cheap a couple of weeks ago.
No, I don't
You
know.
don't rate it? You want the left
I
side?
don't rate it. I'm not even playing Ramian in draft this week. I'm playing Eero. Like I'm not playing Ramian, even though I believe in the matchup. Like I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough.
He could be good, but I just feel like he's the third pick. You know what I mean? I'd rather get
Mm.
Mulatalo or Eero before I got Ramian. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that big of a Mulatalo guy. I've never had him be good for me. I've had him be shit for me.
Got
But
100 for me last week, just gone. 100
yeah,
on the
fair.
dot. Let's go, Ronnie. That's what I'm saying, bro. I had heaps of guys that turned up for me.
And I'm also starting to get a little bit of a negative bias towards KL Iro because of how
Nah, he's
mid
alright.
he's been.
He's finally
84
getting some
last
tries.
week. Yeah, but like 84 in a side that scores 50. Uh did I get that right? Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, but Nico did everything, bro. Like, next week, what's the team's going to do? They're going to D up against Nico. They're going to be like, you got to shut this guy down. And what's that do? That creates space outside him for somebody like Eero.
True. If the ball gets to him, they love just throwing it over his head. So I hope you're right.
Go for Ronnie. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah,
Get
yeah,
Ronnie.
yeah,
That's
true.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like,
My bias is definitely shining through. But
but get Ronnie or Eero if you want. Yeah, I would go for Ronnie. I mean, I've got Ronnie, you've got Eero,
yeah.
so that's just testament to the fact that they're both solid
Yeah.
options.
And he's been in
Um,
my team all year. Like again, he hasn't been bad enough to warrant a trade.
mm.
So yeah, he's good enough.
I might have to make a trade on Chloe's team this week at CT Dub, and I have a feeling I might lean towards Kiraz. Out of all the CT Dubs we talked about this week, I
Mm.
think I might actually go for Kiraz, or suggest Kiraz to her, see what she does.
I
But
think I'd rather Kiraz over Mulatalo as well.
and the Wanganita Wase.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah.
God, I'm glad I didn't go with him a few weeks ago. He's been
Yeah,
poo.
exactly. Keon, I'm actually playing this week. I'm not worried about the second row thing. It just means he'll probably play the full 80 minutes and he'll still get through a good amount of work. He was great on the weekend. And then, yeah, I don't know. I don't trust anything that's happening at South.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Yeah. So it's just too many injuries, too much craziness going on with that. So Brandon Smith, like, how's the guy playing? He had both quad injuries to both calves last week, like at different times in the game, and ended up going off the field like with a minor calf strain or something. Now he's like supposed to be playing again. Like, I don't trust that. If you have Brandon Smith in your hooker two and Harry Grant in hooker one, and you're thinking to play Brandon Smith this week, that's really scary. Like, if you
Mm.
can trade Brandon Smith instead of Harry, trade Brandon Smith to Blake Brayley, and then you've got both the guns there. And when Harry comes back, I mean, you probably won't play him, but who cares? At least you don't have the AE problem of Brandon Smith sitting in your team for the rest of the season.
I do agree with most of that, but I don't know if many people are going to have the cash to go cheese to Brayley.
Fair.
I think you could give him 1 week
It
and just see
depends.
how
Like
he goes.
if you're also trading like a Lucas or something, and you're getting a downgrade like a
Yeah, no, that's a
Finifuriaki or
good
whatever,
point.
you're cash. I would rather, if I had Harry and Smith, I would rather trade Smith to Brayley if possible. Yeah.
Yeah, and there is a lot of other podcasts and stuff have been saying like you don't need that much money in hooker, but getting rid of that AE nightmare is so
Yeah.
valuable coming towards the end of the year. So I'm with you on that.
Yeah, and if
Um,
Harry does come back and plays for a week and looks good, and the Storm have a chance or something, which they probably don't, but let's just say they're trying to finish with a bang, like maybe you can play both of them in round 26 or 27 or something, and maybe it pays off. You know, maybe you've got other depth issues in your team at by that point, and maybe it solves a problem for you. So, yeah, I think it's better option. Like if you can't afford it and you have to go Harry to Brayley, then do that. I would not be playing Brandon Smith this week.
yeah, I think that trade would be more about getting rid of Cheese than bringing in Brayley,
Yeah.
in my mind
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah.
And with Keon, potentially some more attacking upside on the edge there. He knows how
Yeah.
to score a try.
Yep.
So, yeah, not concerned about him at all.
Hopefully, I'm playing him this week.
Sharks 13 plus and the rest.
Yep.
Oh God,
Tigers Eels.
do we care?
Who's slinger of the week?
Oh God,
Um.
where are my notes? What do we got? Dewey named to start, which is a fucking disgrace. He should be in reserve grade playing lock for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Makasini's been named, which is it's whatever. Probably an AE nightmare. He's probably going to score his classic 35 there. Moretti's out with a HIA. Junior Polo's back in for the Eels. So I just couldn't give a shit about this game if I tried.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything super coach relevant here except for Terrell May and Alex Twal. And the question is, 'cause most people already have him, nobody's trading him in. You'd be wild to trade either of them in right now. So if you have them, do you play them? Um, Look, I probably wouldn't. I wasn't going to play Terrell May this week. I don't think Chloe's going to play Alex Twile this week. Like I don't know. The minutes just look down. The vibes look down. Like everything looks bad about the Tigers
The
right now.
vibes couldn't be worse.
Yeah. So, like I said, I feel like I got a couple of extra trades actually compared to most people. So I'm actually trading Terrell May out because I think I had too much going on anyway. So I'm getting Sasangi. I'd rather have Sasangi. So that's what I think about these guys right now. I definitely wouldn't be playing either of them.
It's funny
And
how front row forwards changed in the last month. Like Payne Haas is
yeah,
looking underwhelming. Not that underwhelming. He's still good, but like he's not, earlier in the year Haas. Terrell May's outputs down. Alex 12, like, yeah, it's just I don't rate any of it.
yeah.
Don't trade in Jack DeBellin. Don't do it.
No, don't. Yeah, no eels. Don't trade in any eels. Don't trade in any tigers. If you have any eels or tigers, you should trade them out, and unless you don't have enough trades,
Yeah.
which is probably most people.
I do
Um,
have enough trades, but
you could, well, in fairness, you could keep Terrell May, Alex Twile, and Jack Williams, but I wouldn't play any of them this week.
yeah. Oh, I mean my option over Terrell May would be Tarpany. So he's better than Tarpany. Um Yeah,
Yeah, but that's
I
just not
do
it's
see a
just not worth
world
it.
where actually
You
no,
got 51
yeah.
minutes on the weekend. Like why is he getting 51 minutes, bro? I don't
Mm,
understand. Like
hopefully it
it's
comes back up
a
because
drop
yeah,
off. I'm trading him out.
yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna tip the Eels head to head.
I'm gonna go 13 plus.
Sure.
Um, they have looked decent. They played all
Yeah, they've
right
been
against
alright.
Penrith. They're not gonna have to do much to put a score on the Tigers. God, I feel so bad for Tigers fans. Liam, if you're watching, I'm here for you, man. it's just, it's just fucked. They can't get out of their own way.
Fair enough, bro. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know.
And
That's it, is it?
Manly's on the bye. Easiest 2 points we'll get in the past month.
Yep.
Yeah, dire. We'll move over to our teams and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So, first up, trades. I'm going Lucas out for Preston. That could easily and probably will become Fene Fuiaki for vibes. I will have to look at the draw a little closer, but even if the Dolphins have a worse draw, I just think there's way more attacking upside in that team. So I think I'm pretty set on switching that to Fene Fuiaki.
Nice. Very cool. I like it. Yep. Harry Grant to Blake Brayley. And yeah, vibes, purely vibes. Terrell May to Simi Sasangi. I
Yeah.
seriously think Sasangi is in for a strong end to the season. And yeah, even a strong game this week against Penrith, which is a tough matchup, but I think he'll get it done well.
Yep. I think my most
That-
likely crown for the rest of the year will be round 26 when Simi doesn't play.
Yep.
Um, I am concerned about every other week.
It does only leave me with 4 trades. I definitely don't need to do it. I could just sit Terrell May, play somebody else. Like I don't need Sasangi, but I'm just making plays here. Why not? Like I'll have 4 left. That's 1 per week or something. So we're good.
One per week -1, which I think you can get
Yeah.
away with.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm pretty sure this time last year I was just about out of trades. So like this feels way better.
I'm just realizing now I have 1 trade a week +1.
Let's go.
So yeah, hopefully I don't have to do 2 trades and I can just save it for round 26 and 27 and do some real potty aggressive trades.
Yeah.
Because I'm
Won't
never in
be.
the position to do that. I always run out of
Yeah.
trades.
Cool.
So
Cool. Sweet, man. That sounds good. I'd like to see that pay out for you. That'd be awesome.
hope
I
so.
don't think I'll ever have trades left around 26 and 27.
Yeah, it's hard to do. It really is, particularly this year when there was so much cash gen and it just felt like you're falling behind.
Mm.
Um, and you do fall behind, but then you catch back up at the end of the year. So that's something to keep in mind for next year.
All of a sudden, my entire forward pack looks better than yours.
Yeah, what happened? Like
Well,
my forward pack was like as good as it gets
yeah,
3 weeks ago.
and I traded out Terrell May.
Yeah,
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, this is cool. Willison's turned into a beast. He's just basically Payne Haas this year. So,
yep.
and Stefano has been awesome. So I guess he's like a late season kind of guy, Stefano. So yeah, I got Stefano, Willison, and Keon this week. I'm totally happy with that. Realistically, they're all kind of A tier guys. None of them are like the S tier guys that we've seen, but hey, it's working good. Um, then yeah, my back row, like I said, I'm actually going to sit Lukey this week. I have a feeling the Cowboys are going to be a bit tired, and they're going to be in for a tough match. So no Lukey scoring for me this week, but it's fine. I got Couchman, Sasangi, and Funifuiaki. So honestly, I could play Lukey. Like my sit first starts this week were hard.
Mine weren't. I don't have much flexibility with it. um, Tolty in my starting team is revolting.
Yep.
Now that I've realized I have a fairly good amount of trades for the run home, I'm just going to nuff him out when I get the chance. I don't want to see him anymore. I've got
Can you
Tallis
not?
coming back. I've got Olakawatu coming back. It's fine.
Yeah. All right. It's probably a bit more enough than I would have. I mean, Flago kind of counts for me. So, and I got ULU. So, yeah,
Sixth
man,
nuff
that's
that'll
rough.
be.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy. That is crazy, bro. I don't know. Why don't you just trade him this week? Why don't you just upgrade him to somebody like you don't have
Um,
the cash or what? Like, I
I
don't get
suppose
it.
I could. Oh my god, I can go Tolty to Preston, but then how do I get Finafuiaki in? I'm gonna have to play around with my trades a bit more. If I can find a way to get them both in and remove Tallis Duncan, Makasini out, Tallis Duncan down, Preston and Finafuiaki in. That's what I'm doing.
If you have the money, bro.
I
Yeah,
think I do. I think I do.
yeah. All right, I'm
Sick.
glad to help you stay ahead of me in the overall league.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
One of
huge.
us
And
has
then I
to
get rid
one of
of
us
my
has to
AE
hit
nightmares. That, massive.
one of us has to hit top 10K, bro. You can get there. Um, I'm aiming for top 10% if I can. Yeah, so look, I'm personally, like I said earlier, I'm playing the halves this week. So I got Tamari Martin and Cody Nikarima. I got the reserves on them instead of Valentine Holmes, Casey McLean, or Greg Marzu. So it feels ridiculously weird to play Nikarima over all three of those gun CT dubs. But like I said before, I have a feeling that this could just be the week, and he is the lowest owned player on my team. So it's a huge pod play. If he scores 100, it's just, yeah, it could work out really well. Yeah, my CT dub is ridiculous. I got 7 playable guns there, and I got Sasangi up in the second row. So I've got 8 playable gun CT dubs essentially. Yeah, Teddy, Falongo, Welshie, Campbell, Hines, Tamari Martin. It's looking good. Yeah, seriously, the whole bottom half of my team is just guns.
Yeah, I've been jealous of your center wing for a while now. It's stacked. How spicy are you feeling this week?
What do you mean?
What are the odds you put the Vice on Nicarima?
Nah, that's wild, bro. That's
It'd be sick though. Like I'm
Or-
just thinking,
I.
like if Herbie goes big, surely Nicarima's gonna go big too.
By the way, this is a good point. This image is actually incorrect. We realized after I uploaded this image that I actually can't execute the loop on Welshie, so I have since switched my VC over to Farnworth. Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, look, I don't think Nick Arriba is going to score more than Farnworth. He's going to set Farnworth up a lot, but nobody's going to have like 2 5/8s that score 100 this week, and I might have 2 5/8s that score 100. So
that's
yeah,
enough of a point of difference. Yeah.
yeah,
I think
exactly.
if
Yeah,
you could do it without having to move off Herbie, then it'd be a sick play. But Herbie, you got to
yeah,
this week.
yeah. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm extremely nervous about all 3 of the CT dubs that I'm not playing. Like, I just, like I said before, it's going to be a tough matchup at Suncorp, and Marju could go big. Like, he's up against a smaller body. And if Bradman Best is kind of forced to just give him early ball because Stags is all over him, or if Stags rushes up and Marju just gets the ball from a cutout, like, he could do a lot of damage. So I'm quite nervous about that. McLean up against Sasangi, less nervous about, but also McLean is a beast. Like, and he scored well last week, and they've switched up that defense on that left edge. Maybe he's fired up after getting a bit of a talking to during the week. And yeah, look, Holmes, he has his ups and downs, but but they're playing the Titans. Like, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be that tough. So yeah, like I just yeah. Yeah.
Bro, Holmes
Oh,
is
sorry, they're playing the
80k more
Dragons.
than
Sorry, they're playing
McLean.
the
Wow.
Dragons. I mean, Dolphins. The Dolphins are playing the Dragons. So that actually could be a tough matchup for Holmes. I can't see him running over the top of Herbie or Bostock, whichever side he's on.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I have a feeling it could just be tough matchups for all of them, and that's why I'm sitting him, but it does make me a bit nervous.
Yeah, I think you've made the right decision with all 3 of them. The one I'd be most worried about would be Marzu, but
Mm.
if Ponga doesn't play, all of a sudden it's a lot less scary.
I actually suspect that'll happen as well. I can't believe
Yeah.
looking at it now, talking about it, how good the bottom half of my team actually is. It's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
You like where do you upgrade there? You just don't.
I'm done, bro.
Yeah.
That's why I went to Sasangi because I'm like, give me more of these CT dubs. Like, I
And
just want more of them.
if we go back to your forwards as well, like where do you upgrade here?
Flagler,
Like yeah, you just even just nuff him out and your team is finished.
bro, it's so good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like, yeah, it's actually that's why I've got the spare trades. Like, I'm fine. I've built a good team. Like,
Hmm.
and I'm going up in green arrows every week. Like, I've cracked the top 30. I'm in 26,000 overall or something now. So I'm like catching up. You know what I mean? I went up
Yeah.
like 3 or 4,000 spots this week. If I can keep this run up, I can potentially, catch you. I'm only 400 points behind. It's like Nicarima could be 100 of those points this week. You know?
I think my team is kind of in a similar spot once I banish Tulsi to the Shadow Realm and Makasimi
Yeah,
with him.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm very happy with where we're both at.
yeah, yeah.
Sick.
I can't believe I have no nuffs in CT dub. Like, it's crazy, bro. Like, I've got just one up in 2RF and then ULU as well. I was going
That's
to
where
nuff
you
out
could
Nick.
catch me, the depth.
Yeah, and I got trades. I got trades and I got depth. None of my guys have been injured over the last couple of weeks, and everybody else had because like they had Hudson Young and Dylan Lucas, and now you got Olakwatu on a bye. Like I don't have to deal with any of that.
Hmm.
So yeah, it just feels like it's a good run for me right now.
Sick, man. We're both charging home. Hopefully, if you're watching this, you're in a similar spot. If
Yeah.
you've got any questions about trades and stuff, leave them down there. We'll get to them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's pretty much it. Don't forget to get your bets down in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you want. If you don't want to, that's cool too. And I think we're good. We'll
Yeah.
see you
Also,
next week.
let us know how you're going in with your scoring because we missed you last week as well. So
Yes.
yeah, give us an update on how you're going, folks. It's good to see where everyone's at. I like it.
Sick. We will see you next week, pending any blackouts. Should be fine. Best of luck in round 22. Catch you next week.